And we're live today.
What's up, everybody? It's Q and Chop, chopping it up.
Hey, Q. What's up, man? How's it going on, brother?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Another day. Glad to be here, bro. Just at work, man. Got to get another podcast in, man. How about you? How's it going?
You know, the grinding, man. You know, gotta keep grinding. Gotta keep working, you know, getting the business going. More phone calls coming in. You know, coaching. This week, I coached this week, and, you know, man, we took a big 2 L's.
Yeah, man.
It's okay. I tell the kids that, you know, it's time for them just to learn and just change the game plan, you know? Change the game plan.
Yeah, man. I feel that, man. And who we got today?
Man, I have the honor to call my friend. You know, we played together before, and he is the most valuable player from NTFC this year, Dre Fortune. Dre, what's up, my man?
Nothing much. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back, man. Most definitely.
How was 2020 for you, man, for this season?
Well, for most people, for everyone, I'd say it was definitely difficult. A lot of obstacles, more obstacles than usual. Something we've never really seen before thrown in the works, and you know, everyone just kind of had to sort through it, fight through it, and hope to do their best. And I think I did a decent job at that personally, and you know, I was happy for my efforts, and definitely going to be something you look back on and be, you know, questioning, wow, like how did we make that work? How do we deal with that? But yeah, all in all, I thought it went pretty well.
So you're called the most valuable player for this season. What difference do you made this year from last year? Like, why do you train, you know, differently? Were you more helpful? What brought you, you know, to step up this year? Like, what you do different this year?
I think, I mean, with all things in life, like the goal is to always, you know, keep improving and keep making steps forward. So, you know, last year I thought I did pretty well in front of goal. I had a good amount of goals last year, and just look to continue that this year and keep making strides to be helpful to my team in whatever way possible, whether, you know, that was going forward or, you know, defensively, whatever the case may be. So, just the mindset of, you know, just to keep working and always be concerned about what my next task is and how I could be contributing to the team and trying to help us win. So that's really all that was.
Was that the goal for you this year, to be the MVP?
I wouldn't say the goal. I mean, my main goal, I think, was I wanted to, you know, be up there in goal scoring. I wanted to be one of the top goal scorers in the team this year. And but most importantly for me, like I just wanted to win. I mean, I felt like we had a really good team, and we could have made a really good run in the playoffs. And unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was my goal, but it's always you know, very appreciated, and I mean, very happy to have earned it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a testament to how hard you work, most definitely, and getting there. So, like you said, the goal was to push your team into the playoffs and win some games, man. So, as the MVP of the team and putting that work in, what were you doing to help your teammates to reach that goal, and what you think you could do better next year?
So definitely, I think, you know, one of the ways I was helpful is, you know, attacking in terms of, you know, trying to create chances and score goals for us. And I think one of the ways that I can definitely look to improve is more of like a leadership kind of role. I think, you know, guys often remind me, you know, people listen to you and people look up to you and respect you, whatever the case may be. And I think it's kind of up to me to take that information in and then, you know, use that to kind of help push everyone and bring everyone together in a positive way. So I think I can definitely improve in that aspect.
So that role of you know, being a leader, that's kind of new to you, right? Like, it's like, how do you approach in that leadership, like at a young age? You know, you're not even 25 yet. So, like, how's it, you know, being that young and a leader of a lot of the players that, you know, that on the team are veterans already. You know, they're playing MLS and they're coming back down because of the age. But like, to be a leader at that age, how's that responsibility for you to enhance that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's it's new to me for sure. And like you alluded to, I mean, I think there may be 3 guys on the team who are younger than me. So it's really new to me and a little bit strange just from that perspective, because I never anticipated that it would work that way. I always figured, the older guys would be the guys who are the leaders and just kind of do my job. So yeah, it's definitely weird. I'm still for sure figuring it out. Because being a leader is tough. I mean, as much as people want to do it, being a leader is very tough. You have to
A lot of
have a lot of things.
responsibility.
Yes, 100%. And it's more than just being able to look at the guy next to you and then talk to him about how he's doing or what he's doing, whatever the case may be. There are a lot of things that go into it. So I'm still figuring all that out, and hopefully, I can keep making those steps and making those strides and become a better leader as time goes on.
Have you ever been in a leadership position as a soccer player before? Like not just in pro, but period.
Yeah, I mean, I I was a captain of my team when I was like, 14 or something like that,
Oh, okay.
15, those kind of
Right.
things. But yeah, outside of that, not really. Because I've always been one of the youngest in all the environments I've been in, whether that was like in school or playing soccer or whatever. I was always one of the younger guys, so I wasn't always having such a loud voice and kind of putting myself out there. I was just a little more reserved and just kind of doing what I was there for. So no, I haven't really taken on that role much before, so it's definitely new.
So yeah, most definitely. So have you thought about how you're going to like accumulate these leadership roles? Like maybe what books you thought about reading, or have you got a mentor maybe that you can talk to about it? Because I know when I put in a leadership position, I started reading different books and stuff like that. Just to, like you said, you got to understand people, you understand how to lead. A lot of responsibility and a lot of stuff goes into being a leader on and off the field. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good idea. I should definitely read some books about it. I haven't really thought about that. I've done more like just speaking to people who have been in leadership roles and who are in leadership roles, and they've kind of given me their ideas of how they've done things and how they think I can improve in my ways. And I think that's definitely helpful. But I definitely should get into some books about it and try to explore more.
yeah, The Way of the Shepherd. If you think about that, that's probably one of the best leadership books I ever read. It's like it's it's kind of novelish form, but it's a leadership book, bro. And it's really good. The Way of the Shepherd, man. You gotta check that out.
Okay, for sure.
Man, seeing you this year, I was gladly able to go to some of the games with when it was closed. I was able to go and seeing you, because literally I think it was like we only played like one game with crowd, like one game.
Yeah.
Y'all did. Y'all played one. Then after that, it was just nothing until like the mini bubble you guys had here in your home. I was able to go to 2 of the games and seeing you play. It did show like the leadership that you're talking about now. People that go out there and then they're seeing you. They're asking you for your opinions. Like they Coach Dave was out there. Was talking to you. I think you should move this and that. I spoke to Austin. Austin's like, yeah, Dre's it's a future here. And I do see that. You're so focused on the game. Like you don't want to miss a free kick or a corner kick. Like you want to hit. You're the one that want to shoot it. And just to see that your mentality you have now is wow. It's like this is Dre's team now. Like this is Dre's team. It's not Austin's team. It's not no. This is Dre's team now. And seeing that, it makes me happy. Because you're my boy. So I'm happy. I'm happy for you, man. That's a thing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just very, very passionate about it. So every time I step out there, I want to be able to impact the game in a way that's positive for my team and help my teammates. And that's really, I think that's I don't know what more you could ask for than trying to do that. So yeah.
Right. So what were you doing like when COVID hit? And you guys getting trained? Like you find new hobbies. You went. Yeah, I know you were going to school still. You finished up, or you find something new to do? Anything that you like?
I'm still doing some classes. I'm not completely done with that yet. I definitely I've always really enjoyed basketball. I've always really liked watching basketball, but I was never actually like able to play. So when COVID hit, I was looking up videos on YouTube, like learning how to dribble and how to shoot and all that. So that was pretty fun for me, and I got a few fundamentals down, so that was nice.
You said hit me up, bro. I got you. I could have
Really?
trained
I
you.
word, word. Yeah, man. I love the game. So yeah, that was nice. Finally feeling like I had the time to do that, because normally, with a 10-month season, and then when it's actually done, I'm just resting. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I was still pretty focused. I mean, we all had hopes that the season would start back at some point. So I was still doing some training and stuff like that. But aside from that, didn't really dive into anything much new.
There's not much things that you can do. When you're a pro, you can't do much with the contract. So you can't really go out. And you travel. And you can't do much. Did you watch the NBA Finals? You watched it?
Yeah, of course, all of it. Every single game I could watch, I watched.
Okay. What you think? How you think about it?
I think so. Going into the playoffs, I picked the Clippers to win.
Me too, bro. I'm sad.
I was pretty disappointed that that they didn't get to play the Lakers. I think a lot of people were, because I thought that series would have been probably the best series of the whole playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The Heat, they surprised me a little bit. I mean, I knew they were a good team. I knew they were a solid team. I didn't recognize the extent of which that went to. Like I thought they did really well, but to be honest, once I saw the finals matchup, I told my friends, I was like, Lakers in 5. And the injuries happened. I said, well, the Lakers are going to sweep them.
Right.
Yeah, they still got their game in. But yeah, I mean, it was really enjoyable. And at the end of the day, I'm one of the guys on the Jordan side of the GOAT debate. But
yeah, I'm never gonna be a LeBron GOAT debate.
It's tough for me. But to seeing the success that he's having and how impactful he's being. I mean, he's 35 years old, 17 years in the league. It's remarkable. You have to respect it. So it's always nice seeing him win, I think.
Yeah, I might have to go and say LeBron has the best career, like stats and all that stuff ever. Because I mean, nobody's gonna. I don't know if anybody can ever do what he did. Like he's almost number one in every single category.
What about
regular season and playoffs? You say what?
What about Wilt? Oh,
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's up there, but I mean, LeBron's on every stat line. Like, he's making numbers on every stat line.
Wins, everything. Yeah.
But he's not as dominant as Kobe or as Michael. So to me, see, I grew up watching Kobe, so I'm a Kobe fan. I think he's the GOAT, just because, But, in all actuality, I think Michael is. But still, Kobe, that's Kobe, my guy. So he the GOAT to me. But it's that, like, even him, LeBron passing that shot out, it was a good shot. You're right. It was a good pass. Danny Green, he got scared, looked like, or whatever. But but I gotta shoot that shot, bro. Because at the end of the line, I gotta know I put the game on. I made sure that the game was win or loss. You want to blame me because I am the leader of the team. So why you can't? Yeah, that's my problem, man. He's done got that dog.
Like, that's honestly that's the argument that I have all the time with my friends, because I say, like, and everyone pulls up clips of Jordan passing last shots and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it happens every now and again, but in that specific situation, I mean, all the time that I've watched LeBron James, there's 2 guys there. I mean, there's one under the basket and one behind him. I think he can take that shot and live with what happens. I mean, yeah, it's a great pass, obviously, and Danny Green's wide open, but I want my star player to decide the game. For taking the last shot. But
I wonder if that's a fear of failure, like a little hint of it. Like he's always there to the championship. He's a winner, of course, but he think he has a little bit of fear of failure. Like, okay, if I take this last shot, they're already blaming me for a lot of things. Like he gets a lot of backlash. Some stuff he don't deserve, but he gets a lot of backlash. Like, do you think he'd be worried about that? Like, if I do fail, there's even more pressure.
I don't know. I don't just because of what you just said. I don't think so, because I think regardless of what he does, there are going to be people who are, going to attack him for whatever decision he made. If he goes up there and he misses, people are going to say, "Oh, why didn't you pass?" Danny Green is a 3-point shooter; he's wide open. So
right.
It's almost like a lose-lose for him every time. So I think he just kind of does what he feels is right, and you can't argue with it. Obviously, we have our own opinions, but he's got his 4th ring now. What are we going to tell him? So yeah, I mean. Yeah, I would say I don't expect that it would be a failure. You have to fail to succeed. So
most definitely.
Yeah.
I saw that play though. I saw that pass. That wasn't a bad pass at all. Danny that's Danny right there. You can't. That's Danny. You can't blame him for that. It was open shot. I saw it back and back. I saw it frame by frame, and I was like, I don't know, man. This I thought he could have made it, but and then Morris, that pass. Morris
that pass really lost the game.
I think Morris was more scared than Danny was.
Probably.
I think Morris was more scared than Danny, and then. But Jimmy buckets, man. Jimmy showed up that he's like, yo, we could be he could bring a dog out and like make his teammates dogs too, Like he brought out like Tyler Hero up. Like he's like Jimmy's like boosting like Duncan Robinson, or like or Hero, like boosting these like rookies out here. Like, yo, you could be like, let's go. Like we could be like, you shoot.
Right. Hey, he's a leader. Like you gotta you can't say nothing about the Sixers. You can't say nothing about the Minnesota Timberwolves because he obviously got his stuff together.
So that means Cat was not really trending at all.
Yeah, I heard Cat and him had problems. That's why Jimmy and Thibodeau had problems because Thibodeau and Cat were close.
Yeah, I just feel like and I think there's those organizations, for me, I don't know if they were ready to win like Miami was ready to win, because Jimmy's mentality is fully like he's all in. You know what I mean? 100%. And when I look at those, those roster makeups and stuff like that, those teams weren't really.
Yeah, they weren't.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, the Sixers should have been, but they've been struggling to figure their stuff out for a while.
They got 100 big men. Like, come on, like, get somebody else. They keep getting big men. How you get Al Horford and you got 200 other people?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Ben Simmons came in shoot a 3-pointer, no run back, so he came and run back. So
Doc's trying to get rid of him now.
Oh, is Doc the coach now? Did they accept him?
Yeah. I heard the first thing he was doing was shopping Ben Simmons to try to get him out. Yeah.
Really? What has he really done? Like he has good stats, he does his thing, but truthfully, in the terms of winning, what has he really done?
He had Kendall. He had Kendall. He dated Kendall. That's a win. That's a win. Hey, my boy. Yo.
Hey, man, that's what messed him up, man. He had that bad luck.
he got the Jenners. And,
I wouldn't touch them jokers.
That's a win. That's a win in my book. But, okay, talking about the Lakers now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do you put Boogie now? If Boogie's going to be going back to LA?
Oh, I forgot about him.
Honestly, I don't think he's not the same anymore. Even when he was with the Warriors for that little stint, because the Warriors are my team, and when he first went there, I was excited. I really thought that they were finally going to get that big who can space the floor and really open the floor up for those guys. But he wasn't the same. So I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough. They're definitely they're gonna need to bolster their roster a little bit if they want to go back to back. They're going to need one, maybe two more pieces. I heard somebody say Bradley Beal the other day. I thought that would be really, really good.
I heard that, and the Gallinari.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. It would be interesting to see how he comes back, because injuries are tough, and as they start to add up, especially with the age and all that, it could be a problem.
But do you really think they need to add pieces to do a 2-peat or do a 3-peat?
Yeah. I think so. I think
But
so,
a superstar or just add some role pieces? Because, I'm really not for all this superstar matching up and stuff like that. If it's natural, like John Wall, Bradley Beal was natural. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, natural.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That was natural. Like, okay, you can't do nothing about that.
Right.
Even Pippen and daggone Jordan was natural. You feel me?
Right.
Like, I don't agree with all this.
I don't think they need a superstar per se, but I do think they need to add something. Just because, and obviously this is not their fault, but when I look at their path, I thought the Clippers would have been the biggest team in their way. They didn't have to play the Clippers. I thought the Mavericks were really good. They matched up with the Lakers really well through the regular season. They didn't have to play the Mavericks. The Warriors are going to be coming back. I don't know how, Steph and Clay are going to move after the injuries and whatnot, but they're going to be coming back, and I expect them to be strong. So the West is gonna improve, I think, in my opinion, and because all those teams now that they've lost are going to be looking to add so that they can come back and win as well. So yeah, I definitely think that they need to add at least one or two.
You think LeBron going to do the same thing he did in the East that he doesn't? In the West that he did in the East, like he going to make it to the championship every year? You think he's going to dominate the West?
Nah.
No.
The West is too hard, man. You got Portland if Portland adds a role player, right? Like a Rondo, like in that team, you're done. That team is done. That's a perfect team right there. You add a couple more role players to the Clippers. Take away. I don't like Paul George there at all.
Oh my goodness, don't even get me started.
I don't like him there. Houston's not gonna make anything. Those two guys, they're best friends, but they can't even play together. They can't. I don't know why they're together.
I think it's tough to win with Westbrook in general.
Yeah, he's not a team player. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even on triple doubles, it's like
they weren't natural for me at all.
And you won't win it either. So it's just what you really doing? You know what I mean?
Those are for sure. When you go back and you look, and he's got guys boxing out just for him to grab the rebounds. He's, the assist. He's not like when I think about assists, I look at guys like Rondo, for example. Rondo creates plays for other people. Westbrook is looking to create for himself. And if it doesn't work, he kind of dumps it off. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, I don't know.
He's a point guard. If he was a two guard, it'd be different.
Exactly. I've learned not to vote against LeBron. So
yeah, that's true.
Do I think he will? Not really. I think it'll be really, really difficult. But he's shown time and time again that he's going to do what he wants to do. So if he makes his mind up, right. I wouldn't put it past him.
Right, and I thought about that. I was like, I wonder if this is the end of LeBron era, like him dominating, like him going to the West. Like I think he's still gonna do his thing, but I wonder because man, you got my man Murray and my man Jokic. They ain't nothing to play with.
Right.
You saw how they did the Clippers. The Clippers ain't the Lakers, but like you said, the Clippers were supposed to be the biggest challenge. So you can't say that they might not, if did better or whatever after. They the Nuggets, they played so many 7-game series before they played the Lakers. Exactly. If I want to see what happened, they played Lakers before the Clippers. You know what I mean? Like, what's that? Is it gonna be the same outcome? Because they dogs. You got Mitchell might get better. It's just I don't know, bro. I don't know.
But you're the crazy part about this. All those clutch players. Like Murray, AD, all them, Hero, all them, Bam. They all came from the University of Kentucky, man.
That is true. That is true.
I'm like, all these players are like Cal's like doing something good, man. Like I gotta give him a shout out to Cal.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing out there in Lexington, but he's making all these players, man.
He's producing.
Yeah, he's definitely producing. He's probably one of the highest producing coaches, I would have to say.
Yeah.
That their players do something. I think UNC has one of the highest. I think Kentucky has some of the highest, and Kansas probably one of the highest. When they go to the league, they actually show out.
Yeah, 100%.
We got Danny Green out there.
Man, I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh, that's short." I said, "No way."
Everyone killed his confidence, man. Everyone was going for him after
the other
I mean, the
game,
whole
right?
series. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, in fairness, like he wasn't shooting very well through a lot of those games, but everyone, and the thing is, I know these athletes, like, I know they get on Twitter and stuff like that. I know they
Oh
see some of
yeah.
these things. It's so difficult to completely tune it all out. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
How do you are you good at tuning it out? Like do you get a lot of ads and stuff, maybe after a game or before a game?
Fortunately, we don't get many of those. I mean, there have been some times where you see a couple of things here or there, but I've always, growing up, my parents have always kind of instilled a confidence in me that doesn't really, have me searching elsewhere for that kind of, I don't want to say approval, but when I see things like that, it's easier for me to just tune them out and just say, you know what, like, I'm going to do my own thing and keep going. But you definitely see them, that's for sure.
It's crazy how this it's crazy how this is, everything's going, man. Like all these sports now, they're in the bubbles, and watching like my Yankees lost against Tampa, but like I feel like how's college basketball trying to do, like college football right now is kind of a mess. You got kids going with COVID and teams forfeiting because you got linemen that are COVID. Like, how does college stuff gonna go through with COVID? Like, do they even should play college basketball this year?
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, they talking about it.
I think that'll be tough. I mean, when you look across all the sports, really, I mean, everything. There are positive tests showing up in everything. The only one that didn't have it is the NBA, and that's because they were in a bubble. And then when you think about college kids, I mean, they're always, kind of, together and mingling and all that stuff. I think it would be really difficult.
Right. They ain't gonna stop partying either.
Yeah, like that's just kind of ingrained in them and in their system. Like it's just part of it. So I don't know. I hope they can deal with it. But even the most focused of athletes, it doesn't take much for them to be next to somebody who's not focused and not worried about the right thing. So.
Right. In the beginning, it was Gobert was over there touching everybody. You remember he was coughing on stuff.
So,
He said, I don't believe in COVID.
Yeah.
And now we don't got an NBA.
But I heard that they might do a bubble in Greensboro, all ACC, for all of them from Syracuse all the way down to Florida State, come to Greensboro, like basically like the ACC tournament, I guess.
For the season or what? For how long?
I think what ACC is doing is just conference play. I think.
Oh, I think I did see that all conference play, but it makes sense because it's all online anyway. Might as well go to a bubble and teach. Yeah, it makes sense. You might as well.
I told my boy that. I told Phil that, and I'm like, Phil, I think it's like how the kids gonna buzz. I'm like, dude, all the classes are Zoom classes.
Yep. Yeah.
You can stay in your hotel room.
Right. Bring an academic advisor with you. All that stuff. They all got that stuff anyway.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's the only. I mean, for me, the only way is a bubble. Like that's it.
Oh yeah.
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it working many other ways.
What you think about the mental aspect? You had Paul George talk about it. We had who else talked about it, about the mental aspect of being in the bubble and just being secluded, I guess, away from the world. You think that's going to have an effect on these kids?
For sure. I mean, even across the board, I think anybody would kind of struggle with it because in the beginning, it's brand new and you can deal with it. But then as time goes on, it gets monotonous and you kind of start losing your mind a little bit, like, boredom and all that different stuff. I don't know. And like you said, secluded from the rest of the world. I know that's tough. So even for us, I mean, we weren't in a bubble, but it was pretty strict in terms of, at least I took it that way, in terms of, I go to training and then I go home and I didn't really go anywhere else, just like the grocery store or something like that. But, and, after a while that became really, really difficult for me. And I still have that kind of freedom to, essentially do what I want to do if I could. So yeah, that's definitely, I think it'll be tough and it's going to be an obstacle they have to overcome, but I'm sure they can do it.
Do you guys still got restrictions now after the season's over? Like you guys got restrictions, or you're free to go now? Like, okay, you can go wherever you want.
No, for the most part, everyone can just about do whatever they want. I mean, obviously, you still want to be smart, but yeah, everyone's kind of on their own now to do as they please.
And I heard maybe start maybe back up in April or March of next year.
We don't know. That's been floating around, and people are really curious about that because, I've heard it could be as late as June.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, everyone's really concerned about how long we're going to go without playing again now. But hopefully it starts as soon as possible.
Yeah. Jeez, if you won't play until June, that means you're gonna be a hell of a basketball player now.
Facts.
Hey, G League, yo, the swarm,
yo. For real though, for real. Hey, you might as well. You're in the Arbor, might as well get some shots up. Might as well.
For sure.
Nah, man, but serious note, it's great to see you, striving, do something you love, seeing you, to see it in the NCFC, and seeing you succeed is happiness, man. To all of us, that the clique that we know, that we know you, that it's great to see you out there grinding and having fun.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that because I know there's a lot of people who pretend they support you, and then there's people who actually support you. And
that's right.
I know you're one of those guys who actually support. So yeah, I really appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, it's important too to say, it's that voting season, man. You gotta vote too.
Oh yeah, yep.
So 100%. I see that you're at the support that the early voting. And I think that's pretty smart from your point of view that if you got some type of fan base, you're like, yo, let's vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want the best for this country, right? And Q, I know you too. I know you're gonna early vote, son. I'm not gonna be in there November 3rd now. I'm gonna be in that line.
I'm at the community centers, bro. I ain't gotta go nowhere. They come to me.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Early voting, I ain't gonna wait no line 8.5 hours. No, sir.
Yeah.
Get in, get out.
That's a very important matter that you just brought up there too, because I think over the course of this year, a lot of things can be overshadowed with COVID. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to look back and primarily remember COVID, but there are a lot of other things going on that, in the communities and stuff like that people have to get out and vote to try to, help generate that positivity, that positive change that we really need so that we can get some of this negativity out of here. I'm not going to delve too deep into it. You guys know. But,
how we can get into it.
Yeah.
You know how we can go.
That starts a whole other convo.
Yeah. So we start over the podcast, save this one, go to another one. Then we're going again.
Yep.
Dre, I know it's very important. I know it's very important to vote and all that. And I appreciate your time for being with us, man, for taking this call.
No, thank you guys. I mean, I really had fun last time. I had fun again this time. I really enjoyed being on here. You guys are fun to talk to. So, good little conversation. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. Q, your last remarks before we head out.
Man, like you said, you have a voice, you have a power. What you gonna do with it? Strike a vote. Early voting is over, but stand in that line now. Make a difference. Like you said, we can get into it. Hey, but we matter. We matter.
That's true.
We matter.
Once again, Dre, thank you again for taking this call. And guys, let's go vote.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You too, brother.